This is the Bible. I've got the study one. I love the Beatitudes in Matthew 5:3 to 5:12 maybe. Listen, the word means more than happy because happiness is an emotion often dependent on outward circumstances. Blessed here refers to the ultimate well-being and distinctive spiritual joy of those who share in the salvation of the kingdom of God. There's lots of people who talk about the pursuit of happiness, that you have to go searching for this happiness. You have to have this to be happy. You have to have people around you to be happy or whatnot. But there's people who, you don't need anything. You don't need another person. You don't need space. You don't need any material item. You don't need anything. You just need God. You could be in the worst mindset, the worst scenario you could ever think of, and you'd be happy. You'd be so at peace internally. Daniel in the lion's den, kid was literally in a lion's den. Or like when there was 3 guys in the fire, it was a furnace, literally in there, nothing touched them. Imagine that, like you're literally in your worst case scenario, but like you're not even thinking about like, oh my gosh, the lions. Like you're not thinking like, oh my gosh, the fire, we're gonna all burn to death. Like you're not thinking, okay, this is it, this is my last time to say a prayer. Oh, this is it, this is like the last time to think of my family or to make a phone call, or oh my gosh, this is it, like my last breath, like I'm on my deathbed. No, you're not thinking about stuff like that. You're literally like, okay, like in your head, you're on the Ferris wheel. You're on like the merry-go-round. I don't know, like, you're just like, yo, okay. Like, you could be looking death in the eye and you know what, you're just like, I'm good. That's almost like, you would think that was delulu. You would think that would be delusional. Like, imagine, like, think of how many crazy things happen in the world. It's not until things like that happen and you realize, wow, I have been so in the world lately that I'm letting these little things affect me. Like, and I can't be like, oh, it doesn't affect me, because it really does affect me. I'll be so upset over the tiniest thing in uni, and then I'll be like, I want to drop out. Like, I'll get one bad mark on like something that was worth 5%, and I'm like, that's it. I want to quit. Or it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late, like 5 minutes late to election. I'm like, this is the end of the world. This is the end. This is the epitome of like the end. And it's like, wow, you're really that worried? Me, like literally, bus is gonna be there at 5:20, and it's 5:23, and I'm like, oh, bro, where's the bus? The bus has forgotten about me. I'm stuck here. How am I gonna get home? And all of these crazy thoughts run in your head. Like, I was actually, this one time, I was actually like sitting there waiting for the bus, and I was like by myself. Normally there's other people on the bus with me. It was literally just me. I'm sitting there looking at the time like this. I was like, yo, it's okay. God's got me. I tell you, 5 minutes passed, and then I was like, literally like, that's it. I was like, God, I can't do this. I was literally hyperventilating, and I tell you, 5 seconds later, the bus came round the corner. Do you know how stupid I looked? Like, I was really like, God, I could imagine God sitting there like, why don't you just trust me? Like, just wait. I was really ready to start walking. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, you get so worked up over the tiniest worldly things, you forget, yo, God's got you. Why are you so worried over the tiniest things? And they're physical things, they're material things. Like, what? Yo, we're literally on a rock, a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, and you guys are freaking out over tiny things like money. You're worried about a piece of paper. What? Because you don't have enough piece of paper. Do you know how? Talk about delusional. This world is delusional, because what do you mean a piece of paper can pay for a physical building? You're out here working, man. You're out here, I don't know, being a tradie or being a teacher or being a businessman or whatever, and you're worried about this piece of paper. Like, we're literally trading bits of paper for crazy things like boats, cars, food. Are you kidding me? A piece of paper is paid. Like, I'm trading this piece of paper for food. What is this paper? Like, literally, this paper We have been so brainwashed into thinking this piece of paper runs our life. Make a garden, bro. You know what? Barter. Go to the local, I don't know, the local farm down the road or whatever, and like trade one's apples for eggs or something. Go and say, hey man, I'll help you build your little shed. If you will give me something to eat. Like, yo, can I come stay here? But listen, if like, I'll help you out around your farm. Or like, yo, I don't know how to sew. Can you sew these clothes for me, like, to help them fit me a bit better? And I don't know, I'll mow your lawn. I don't know. And you think, why am I so caught up in all this stuff? Was it really the end of the world when XYZ happened? Was it really the end of the world when my boyfriend broke up with me? Was it really the end of the world when my sister passed away? Like, I understand grief is grief, but listen, and this is when, like, I don't understand people who say they're atheists, but it's just like, how depressing it must be when you sit there and you say to yourself, or you think to yourself, like, you have no purpose. Do you know how depressing that sounds? Like, oh, I don't believe in anything. So why are you here? If what you do really doesn't matter because you have no God or whatever, if that doesn't matter, why are you here? Oh, it was just by coincidence? Okay, well then there's no point in you being here then. Like, what's the point of trying? What's the point of trying to live? What's the point of trying to get a good job? What's the point of trying to start a family if nothing matters? What's the point of trying? Bro, what's the point? Whereas when you have God, at least you can say, yo, I'm trying to do God's will. Like, the least I could do is be a good person to that person, pray for my enemies. The least I could do is be nice. Thanks be to God, I'm saved from my sins. I'm able to repent and then go to a better place. Like, at least me, when someone passes in my family, I'm not thinking, damn, they're just in the ground right now, being eaten by bugs, that's it. They're only turning into fertilizer. What? What do you mean that, like, you don't believe in anything? You think we're literally just meant to just sit there and disintegrate into the ground? Like, that's our purpose, to be fertilizer for these plants, and then to be bulldozed over, and for a giant building to be in a graveyard, what was once a graveyard. Saying that's the purpose? At least me, when my grandma and grandpa passed away, at least I'm like, yo, their physical bodies here, but their souls, they're all chilling in heaven, bro. They're in a better place. You know what? That makes me feel good. So I'm like, yo, at least they're not here in the shitey world right now that we live in. Damn. So, like, yo, they're chilling, so I should probably be chilling. I should be chilling out in my life. Like, yo, you know what? We can just chill, because sooner or later, I'm going to be back up there with them again, and I'm going to see them again. But if you literally believe in nothing, why do anything? I don't understand how I, like, really function without God, because, I know how I functioned. It wasn't good, but I'll tell you how I functioned. It's because I started depending on other people. And then I got so upset when people betrayed me, or when people, you know, like, stabbed me in the back. And then I was like, yo, all these people, like, I can't trust no one. And then you wonder why I got trust issues. And that's why now you don't see me, oh, can't trust this person, can't trust that person, blah, 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 blah. And then I was literally stressed because I was like, yo, I can't talk to anyone because they don't see the best of me. They don't want the best for me. They just want to see me fail. They just want to see me fall. Whereas if you go to God about this stuff, first off, he gives you this whole book. He gave you a whole book on how to live, okay? He gave you a whole guide. So this is how you be your best self. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's only God that loves you. He's the only one that really cares about you. Because why? Because he's there when you're upset. He's there when you're at your highest high. He's there when you're at your lowest low. He literally wrote you stuff here to say, hey, this is how you live a great life. Where, like, you could be going through the you've ever been through. And you know what? You're going to feel internal peace. You're gonna feel fine. People are gonna be like, yo, did she just like turn off her emotions or something? Like, why is she like this? How is she just surviving? Girl, I'm not surviving, I'm living. What? Am I preaching or what? Can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah? When I talk like this, it's kind of like, wow, how did I ever like doubt? And the craziest thing is, if we are with God and then we start to like struggle, you don't know why that is. It's not his doing. It's not his. What are we doing? It's probably something we're doing. Actually, 100% of the time, it is something we're doing, because it ain't him. Or when you sit there and think, yo, why is life really lifing right now? Why am I really struggling with life right now? Why am I really going through all the trials and tribulations? Hey, before you sit there and blame God, did you read this? He didn't say it was going to be all pretty and perfect. You didn't read about it? Go back and look. Go back. He didn't say it was going to be all fairies and butterflies and whatnot. No, he said you're going to struggle. Just because you're with God doesn't mean you're not going to struggle. He said, bro, if anything, you're going to struggle even more. You know why? Because the devil sees you winning, bro. He can't win, and he's so upset. He's so stingy and sad. Such a hater. You want to know why he's such a hater? He sees you doing so well. He wants to bring you down too. Then what happens? You don't catch on. You go like, hey. He ain't with God, but look, he's out here partying, he's out here drinking, he's out here smoking, he's out here fornicating. Yo, this sounds fun. This sounds cool. Then what happens? You get all mixed up in it and you're like, yeah, you feel good for the first 5 seconds, the first 5 minutes, the first 5 hours, and then afterwards, you feel like shite. And guess who's not holding your hair back when you're throwing up in the toilet? Guess who's not holding your hand when you find out you're pregnant? Or guess who's not giving you a hug when you find out the bad news? Oh, damn, you got cancer now? Oh, damn, you can't breathe? That's why he's so sly, guys. That's why. You think he's your buddy? He's the biggest backstabber there is. And then what happens? You do the walk of shame back to God. Actually, you don't even do the walk of shame. You're good. You're lucky if you even do the walk of shame. Because most people after that, you know what we all do? Oh, no, we don't even want to go back. We don't want to go back to God. You want to know why? Because we know how guilty we are. We know we messed up. He didn't mess up. We messed up. And we fell for it. We listened to the devil. And then we feel bad. And you know what? We don't realize that's him in our head now. Now we're not even listening to God. We're listening to the devil. And then we're like, he's saying, nah, look at what you've done. Can't go back now. Oh, you think he's going to want you? Do you know what you just did with me? Do you know what we just went and did last night? Don't you remember last night? You're not all cute and shiny and you're not a goody good no more. You're tainted, man. You're dirty. Oh, you think he's not going to see the little stain there? You don't think he's going to see... Oh, that wasn't there before. That didn't happen before. Why you smell like alcohol? Why your lungs look like that? You think he can't tell? He sees everything and he saw what you and me were doing. He ain't gonna want you. And that's when you struggle to go back. I don't know why you're still listening to this guy when he got you in this trouble in the first place. And then, not till much later, when you finally get him out your head, you decide, okay, let's go back to God. And you know what? You are so lucky that God is who he is. He ain't gonna sit there and be like, hey, it's fine, girl. It's okay. He'll forgive you, but it's not like he's gonna be like, hey, it's okay. You can do it again later. It'll be fine. No. We're also lucky he sees the best in us because he sees what we did. He sees how we betrayed him. Like, yo, we're in a relationship with him now. We just went and cheated on him with the worst person we could have ever gone to. And so when we come back, he's so nice enough to forgive us. And so we come back and be like, yo, I ain't never gonna do you like that again. I promise, baby. I promise. Bro, it was just this one time. Don't you hear that? What this sounds like? Do you hear how bad this sounds? We are so toxic. I don't know how he does this. I don't know how he... Yo. He is too good for us. Do you know how toxic we sound? You know how bad we sound? And this is when... he'll do this thing where he puts you through trials and tribulations, where he'll be like, okay, sure, you're with me now, but let's see, will you be tempted again? Okay, Whether this is God's doing or the devil's doing, you got to understand, at the end of the day, if the devil's going to sit there and tempt you, this may just be God's way of saying, okay, it's a test. Maybe he's actually trying you. But if this brings you closer to him, if it does what God's trying to get from you, then he'll let the devil be. You might be thinking, what do you mean he lets the devil mess with me? Listen, if God's trying to see if your faith is really faith, if it's genuine, if that means that she messes up but she comes back to me, that's fine. We'll see if it's real or not. Wow, your girl's really out here preaching. Oh God, not me. Remember that. Oh God, not me. The great thing about God is, like, don't take advantage of him, but he understands that, yo, we're human. He's been a human. He was here. He's dealt with the same temptations we have. He's dealt with the same emotions that we've felt. He's literally been in the flesh, bro. He understands the flesh and the fleshy desire and everything. But you know what? He was like, yo, bet, I'm gonna lay down my life for these people. You think you guys have it tough? I'm gonna come down there in human form, me, but in human form. I'm gonna sit there and lay my life down for you guys to give you guys another chance. And then he went and did it. And then someone else have the audacity to say, you know when you have younger siblings, or like when I have younger siblings, so I can't say I'm a parent, but like, you know when like they get to that adolescent age, or like even you when you were younger, you're like, Mom, Dad, you just don't understand. You just don't get it. Yo, we still have the audacity to say that to him now, after he's already been here. Like, God, you don't get it. No, you don't understand. Nah, you don't get it, man. You don't understand what I'm going through. You know, like, you don't get this feeling. You don't understand how I'm feeling. You don't understand what I'm going through, what I've been through. Like, he's like, are you talking to the right person? Do you not know who I am? Do you not know what I've been through? You're joking, right? The patience he has to deal with us. Crazy. This is why we're so lucky to have him. Like, he's patient. He gives out blessings. He doesn't have to give out blessings. Do you not remember this? Yeah, you want this, yeah, you want that. This is what I struggle with. This girl had a perfect analogy of it. She said, think of it like this way. God's made you a lovely cake. He spent lots of time making sure it's perfect, putting the icing on. Oh, you like this? Sprinkle a bit of that on there. Oh, yep. Okay, yep. Slice it up beautifully. Okay. Here, honey, look, I made you a nice cake. You want some? Here, have a slice. Okay, this is God giving you a slice of it, okay? You're like, oh my gosh, thank you. And he says, here, you want some more? And you're like, it's okay, it's all right. Me being the human, I understand where I'm coming from. I understand where God's coming from. God says, like, look, I don't want to annoy you and say, like, I want this and that, which I understand. But if you look at it from God's point of view, he's like, I literally spent all this time making this beautiful cake for you, and you only want a tiny slice. Yeah, have some more. Like, I want to see you enjoy it. I want to see you, like, really eating it up, man. Like, oh, okay. Like, I want to see, like, seeing you happy makes me happy. Like, this is what I can see this is what God's thinking. But we're, like, too shy to ask for them. Like, oh, it's okay. And, like, now he's like, all this cake here, and, like, she said no. What? Man, what am I gonna do with this then? Like, she doesn't want it. The thing is, God wants you to ask for more. He wants you to have the best. When you put God first, God's like, yo, she's given me her everything. You have been promoted, bro. You're my elite employee. Yo, you really put me first, so you're like, here, have all the cake. You want me to make you something else? Want me to cook you a nice dinner? Want me to make you some fancy dessert? You want a little appetizer too? Huh? Oh, you want that nice boil up? Wait. You know all that fruit, that exotic fruit? You want a nice fruit salad or something? You want a little taste of every crustacean in the world? You want a taste of everything? Yeah. Have it all. And you're just like, no, I'm okay. It's fine. He's like saying, and I can imagine him thinking, but why? God's like, I know I didn't do anything wrong, so why are you acting up? What's the matter? Now, there's a difference between, this is a very fine line, where he's giving us all this stuff and we're like, we should be asking for it because, like, God says, hey, look, I know you said you wanted a pay rise for this job. Why don't you ask to be the owner of this place? Huh? This business. Why don't you ask to own all these corporations? Why don't you dream big, man? He's literally God. He can do anything. He made the whole universe. You think he can't do more than give you a little pay rise? He literally made the sun. He made all these trees. He literally made the earth. He made all the animals in the world. And you're sitting there saying, oh, just a little pay rise will do. Oh, just an A on this assignment will do. Or even just a B. Just give me a B. Just let me pass. But let's remember, there's a difference between, really asking God, like, for a desire and then being greedy. Greedy is when you think you're entitled to something without doing the hard yards. Or thinking, hey, I deserve this because I did something. You don't deserve anything. But listen, God's so nice that he wants to give you these blessings. So when you come through with this attitude like, okay, I want to be the Prime Minister. I'm going to be president. Because like, okay, cool, look, I'm going to help you with this, and this. But look, I need you to do a little this, okay? Look, we make this cake together, okay? You need to get the flour, the eggs, and the sugar. I'll get the rest. You just get the flour, eggs, and sugar, okay? If you can't even give the flour, what are we going to start with? We've got nothing to work with here, okay? You've got to be willing to put a little something in to get something out. It's like you got to reap what you got to sow, okay? You're going to reap what you got to sow. But if you ain't even want to dig the hole in the ground, you just want to put the seed there and expect it to grow in the morning, the crows are going to come eat it. The crows are going to come eat the seed, and then you're going to be sitting there looking like the dumb one saying, I put the seed on the ground. Girl, you have to dig the hole. You have to put the seed in and then cover it. You have to give it a little water. You gotta come check on it every once in a while just to make sure she's doing okay. Okay, she's kind of bending this way. Okay, put a stick there. Tie it up so it starts to grow straight. Or some of you guys will sit there and like plant something expecting it to be this giant, I don't know, like expecting to see a beautiful lettuce or something, eh? You're like, yo, this thing, it's not growing right. But you don't understand, you ain't growing a lettuce, bro. You're growing a carrot. So these little sprouts you're seeing, you're like, bro, this isn't right. This isn't doing anything. Like, look, I'm giving it all the water I can. Making sure it's in the sun. I'm making sure that it's growing straight and it's in the right soil. Making sure it's got all this fertilizer. You're like, I don't see any work. Maybe this isn't meant for me. But you don't see what God's doing. Because you're busy looking for outward appearances. Look inward. And then that's when you sit there and you're like, okay, I'm going to take this weed out. You think you're done? And at the most least expected time, you're like, yeah, I'm just going to pull this weed out because this ain't lettuce. You pull it out and boom, you get this giant carrot. And you're like, what? All this time I thought this little, what? I thought this was it. And this is this giant thing God's given me. He's helped me make this giant carrot or something. What? Don't underestimate him, but also, like, you gotta make sure you're putting in some work. You can't just ask for all these things too. It's a fine line. Anyways, I feel like I've chatted a bit much. I've been yapping a bit much. So I feel like we could just have chats, bro. I feel like this, if I was to do Haylley Carter vlogs, we could just chat about God like this. But I don't know if you guys would really want to hear this. I mean, like, don't you guys want more action-packed videos? I don't know. Until next time, fam. Let's go. Love you guys lots. See you then. Bye.